system has come to be a branch that is hitting the ground running, a branch that sets the pace for the psychosocial world, the social world, economic world, and every other world. I'd like to thank everyone who has been participating from around the world and from the diaspora and at home. Today is a special session that I won't want anybody to miss for any. And that is why sorry, just a minute. We even advocated that people should come here in brown. We advocated that people should come here physically so that at the end of the session, we'll be able to look at some very critical issues and set the pace. Because Global Recovery Management System is a pace setter for the globe and for the world. Having what it takes to route the barrage of relapses and the embarrassment of relapses everywhere we can find it. And so we want to show you the 50 Global Recovery Management System stuff upon which we are running and going to run. Want to showcase today the 50 points of Global Recovery Management System facility gap assessment. Every recovery manager is a facilitator. Every recovery manager is supposed to be a facility gap expert, because we are trusting that in a short while, when we are commenced and mandated, we will be visiting facilities, local, national, international. We will be giving birth to facilities. We have facilities here and there. Nobody checks whether there is gap analysis or not. As a recovery manager, it is the gap you identify and intervene in that gives you your cutting edge. Your cutting edge is as a result of the gap that you discover and you feel. Where we don't discover gaps in an attempt to measure up, we end up messing up. We don't want to raise recovery managers who mess up because they are not measuring up. And that's the more reason, before you use our diagnostic tool, we want you to be sure of what you are doing, why you are doing it, the volume, so that you can be sure and cocksure that you got the gap right, you are filling the gap with the right stuff. it's no longer about content. What we are dealing with now, we've been talking content, content, content. You also need to create the context that is globally compliant to GRMS so that you can go anywhere and benchmark the procedure. Our partner is ready and will be sent to places. In fact, we're about starting training. And we're looking out for recovery managers who are there to do placement, to do surveillance check, to say, there's a gap. We want to show you professionalism in recovery management. By this 50 facility gaps assessment, we want to show you how that you can stand up and stand out as a professional in recovery management anywhere. You get one, you get all. When you can use and utilize the 50 facility gap assessment. So what our expectation here? We want all participants to learn how to inspect a facility against the GRMS standard. Standard operating procedure. Where you can go to Lagos, say, oh, we're about commissioning so and so rehab center, caregiving center. Please come and check. Are we up to standard? Because if the foundation be wrong, what can the recovery manager do? I'm preaching, eh? A preacher is a preacher. Either in the field of recovery management, because all that we do, either pastor, imam, whatever, medical doctor, is recovery management. Trying to return people to the status quo ante and saying, hey, this is who you are. Be yourself in the original, go with your energy, and utilize your strategy without the liturgy there. Create for the society values without the vices. So we're going to be examining the infrastructure in facility gap assessment. We're going to be examining the people involved. We're going to be examining the programs, the processes, the data, the safety, the family, and the reintegration. We're going to do a practical as we conduct a simulated GRMS facility audit. We don't want to give you instrument to go and use, and you are stranded in the field, even while standing. It's one thing to stand, is another thing to stand and not be stranded. Because people will ask you questions. They'll say, Madam Aruel, so we want to do. And you see, there's no room for error in the field of recovery management because we are dealing with human lives. We can't do trial and error. I don't really know. Try this. You are not only dealing with facility as into material issues alone, you are dealing with human lives and human beings. That's why one error in the errand can be fatal, can be disastrous. So, what are these 50 facility gaps? I've told you what those gaps are and why the gaps. the deeper, the much more professional. Now, gaps are what you see that other people don't see. Gaps are void that must not be avoided. Listen to all my grammar. Very simple. Voids that must not be avoided. They must not be ignored. And you are the only one who will see by the virtue of training through radar model. You are the only one who will detect it. And one thing with a recovery manager for a style is how to record on the spot. Because they will come to you like fluid. Write them down immediately. Don't wait to have perfect understanding before you note down. Because they come to you like impression, like a clue. They follow the rule of dilation. So put like a pint of oil on a white sheet of paper. When you don't note it down, it cannot expand. Even the Holy Book says, write the vision. And do what? And make it plain upon tables. So if you are the one who doesn't like to tabulate, and you want to celebrate and gesticulate in the field of recovery service, recovery management, then you will elongate the process of recovery beyond normal. So people take you as consultants and as professionals when they see you document. So facility gap exists everywhere. In the hospital, in the family sector, in the workplace, in the institution, in the business place. So as opposed to in the marketplace, you are supposed to be able to identify the facility before you can dignify the facility. And the bridge between identification of a facility and the dignification of it is the facility gap analysis. So be happy to see gaps. Be joyful to examine gaps, to analyze gaps. Gaps,
just
let
leave
me
the pot.
describe
I
it.
say when you finish pouring,
In
leave the
recovery
pot.
management.
I will come and rinse it to use.
Mama, you have to mute yourself. Gaps are like gullies between two mountains. If you have two mountains, the distance between them can be likened to a gap. So in gap analysis, you see one end and you are able to see the other end, but there's no connection. That is a gap analysis. So between the identification of the facility and the dignification of that facility is the gap analysis. Two mountains. You can't just leave one mountain to another higher mountain. You must climb a bridge. At the lower mountain, that's the current status of the facility. At the higher mountain, that is where you want to take them as a recovery manager. So what is the bridge between where they are and where they are supposed to be? It is called facility gap analysis. You can't assess what you cannot analyze. And when you cannot analyze, recovery manager Tony, you cannot also what? Dignify. Are we getting the gist? So anytime you want to do gap analysis as a recovery manager, what do you just carry in your mind? Two hills. Two hills. The short hill, where they are, as far as facility is concerned, and the upper hill, where you are taking them. So how do you take them from the short hill, where they are and they know, to the upper hill that they do not know that you want to take them? It is gap analysis. So in gap analysis, what do you do as a recovery manager? You provide buffers, not bumps. Buffers to fill the gap in form of what? Procedures, protocols, and program. Are you getting me? Where you join procedure, protocol, and program together, now you have a project. So recovery managers are project managers, because in gap analysis, they are able to discover where the facility is now and what they can still do to up their game. So there is the gap in between where they are and where you want to take them, which they don't know. When it comes to costing, I will tell you how to cost and all of that. They don't know. So the distance between the two mountains, current place, prospective place, is the gap analysis. So what do you fill that gap? Buffers, not bumps. And what are the three buffers? Program, protocol, and what? Procedure. Are they the same? No. But they end up becoming what? A project. People pay for project. Project is not something you just pick and go. You have timelines, you have deadlines, you have milestones, you have objective, and all those things you want to cover. Can you see the place of itemizing and documenting now? Otherwise, you will be working and working without making anything out of it. People won't be able to acknowledge the value, appreciate the value, and see trend in your service devolution. So, what are these facility gaps? Where you need to develop what? A procedure, a protocol, and what? A program. Program could be one-off. Just hit it. Oh, let's do social and program. You finish it, everybody goes away. Procedure says, by the time I am through with all that I want to do, this is how to be doing it. And you lay it down there. Why are we doing all this? We are routing relapses that looks for gaps, loophole, and what? Vacuum. What about protocol? The capacity to keep to order. It's protocol. This is, after this, do this. Don't start detoxification without taking analysis and booking. Say, let's just start the detoxification. That's out of protocol. What have you set the stage for? Relapses. Even right there in the rehab. Right there in the family where you are sorting out things. You want to finish quarrel for a spouse, for two couple, for a couple, I mean. And you just hear from one person and say, Madam, why now? Madam, you know, this thing is not good. And you never hear from the woman. It's not done that way. So, let's look at the 50 and see how to take our game over the 50. Any gap you see is an invitation to three things. What are the three things? Procedure, protocol, and program. That eventually gives you what? A project to handle. Our project is free. Recovery Manager Online. Is any project ever free? So anytime you tell me, doctor, there's social project we are embarking, then it means you have done your bit to see gap. People don't like gaps. Show them where you are taking them. Otherwise, they won't be interested in your project. Show them the need for the project. How? The protocols, the programs, and what? The procedures. I will do this and do that, and then I will do this. Let me give you a hint. If you don't want to sell out and sell away, anybody who asks you why 3 times, you get to the root of your answer. And why are you doing it? Why are you doing it? Why? Before you know, you will give your solution out and you will be needless, useless. Explain on the surface. Ma will do dilation, and in dilation, 3 things. We do this, we do that, we do that. And as we are doing it, we are reaching where we are going. Can you explain it to? Then you are selling your service away for free. You say, even if I explain, except we do it together. And then they say, oh yeah, let's start now. You say, well, authorize me to do it. People who are wise ask for authorization. Now, what is the power of authorization in a project? Write the whole concept down, that you agree we are doing it on these terms of reference. Giving it out to me as so and so, authorize me. Don't let them just talk it. It's not a project when it is spoken. Project. Pro and then what? Ject. It's from that same basis you'll find inject. Do you inject a guy who has not given you his buttock to put? No. You don't inject a man's hand who has not given you his hand. So we're talking about fact and figures. Hitting the ground, running. So please ask for what? Authorization. Anybody wants to give you a job, please tell them to authorize you. Either in family, in whatever. If you are not a philanthropist, ask for what? Authorization. And what do you say? You say, sorry, ma, for the purpose of our record, and for official documenting, please, can you just give us an authorization letter? Good. You are balance it. And you are a professional. Ask for authorization. Authorization also gives you permission to work, so that people won't come back later and say they didn't say. That's not really what they meant. Authorization gives you funding. Many jobs I have lost too because I didn't wait to collect authorization. I was too quick to answer and solve problems. That is not sorting me out. So Tony, ask for what? Authorization. Even if it is invitation you get. Ma, can you just please help me scribble it? The office will file it. That's order. That's protocol. And because a program is attached to it, ask for what? Authorization. Do you know what we are doing in NDLEA Rehab Center? We got what? We were authorized. And because we were authorized, they opened their door and took us in. Check it. Any assignment you are giving that you also receive authorization, things follow. People see a sense of seriousness and urgency to it. So don't let people trick you into sentiment and say, ẹ̀gbọ́n, ẹjọ́, just quickly. Okay, don't worry. Quickly authorize me. Even if you are going to do it for free, ask for authorization. Because you don't know who will be there tomorrow who will say, Madam, on what basis are you doing this? And you will be stranded. Say, Ma, can you show us what you are saying now? The man there now is a new person. Have you gone out and asked, and you are told like that? A new boss is here, and he's asking for validation before he signs you in. And you say, we were really close, so I didn't. Then you are quack. Practicing what? Quackery. Because there was no authorization. Authorization is not the same as authentication. No. It's not the same as validation. No. Somebody can validate your work and say, this madam is good. And it can stop there. But authorization comes in when they see you as an authority in that thing and they mandate you to do it. Authorization comes from that base word, authority. And author comes from where? Authority. Means you are special in that area. So you are saying, I'm a rare breed in recovery management. Please give me authorization. So when we send you out to platforms, please don't come to us with mouth and talk. Come back with what? Authorization letter. Recovery management, we have been authorized, or I have been authorized. You want to escape the notoriety of men. What do you ask for? Authorization. Human beings, I'm not abusive, can be notorious. That's why, as an authority in your critical subject matter, ask for what? Authorization. Where you have authorization, then you can carry go. Because authorization will spell the whole work. Line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little, and what? There a little. When you ask for authorization. A project is about commencing. Therefore, you have been empowered to carry it out. You have been written to. It's now an official thing because I have received what? Authorization. So let's start with infrastructure now. I told you we are looking at infrastructure, people, program, process, data, safety, family, and reintegration. So let's pick up the gaps in facility, the 50-point GRMS facility gap. In infrastructure first, there are 5 points you need to know. Given Global Recovery Management System Standard Operation procedure, operational procedure, there are 5 gaps in infrastructure. The first is called accommodation. Write it down. The first thing to check is accommodation gap. Are sleeping areas adequate? We're looking at the physical environment. How safe, how supportive, how dignified and effective for recovery. We're looking at that infrastructure and looking at accommodation. Are sleeping areas adequate, clean? Are they secured, ventilated, appropriately managed? The one we saw a few weeks ago. Some of you follow me enter. So you are looking at that. The second issue with infrastructure you are checking is clinical and consultation space. And you see it coming up here because the most powerful place in any rehab center is where? The booking center, the booking desk. So check, is there a clinical space, a consulting space, a space appropriate for private assessment, counseling, clinical consultation, and confidential conversation, not Oyingbo market. Not the one you are doing. You are saying, people outside, you are making noise. You are distracting me. It's therapeutically unhealthy. Relapse, we just say, it's an easy walk into this place. Even their booking desk is noisy. And your clients will not be able to concentrate. Even you too, you are distracted. So look at the clinical space, the consulting space. Is it cute? Can people come there and develop confidence and they are happy and homely? You know, it's also therapy. When people who are coming out of a bad, busy, and bogus place come into a space that is not noisy and they find a sense of security there, their confidence level rises. Then number 3, you are looking for therapeutic / program space. Is there a place for therapy? Or is it inside noise? Are there? Or inside noise? Is there a therapeutic place? Or gbogbo? Find out. Do we have such a place? Very vital. That is the 3rd place you are looking for. Are there designated spaces for group session, education, skills development, and therapeutic activities in that facility? Number 4, we're looking at sanitation, utilities, and accessibility. Is everywhere smelly? The guy that is coming from his own home, a son of a bourgeois, now coming to his stench because he wants to do recovery and rehabilitation. You know what we welcome him first? Mr. Relapse, and say, no problem. Just pretend and package as if you are getting the solution so that they will discharge you on time. Even your house is better. We are teaching this now because some of you will open up your place by God's grace later. Some of you will be consultants of global repute in a short while. You will say I said it. So don't take nonsense and say, well, you know, rehab, it has to smell. It's a lie. It has to have odor and all kinds of. No, look at sanitation, look at utilities, look at accessibility. Our water is sanitation, electricity, waste management, ventilation, and basic accessibility adequately provided. Not that you put 48 people in half a room. That's another prison that is not well ventilated. 3 people are sharing a bunk by rotation. Mr. Relax will just say, don't worry, you won't stay here for long. Then number 5, you look at environment and recovery design. These are the 5 things you look at in infrastructure. Does the physical environment promote safety, dignity, order, privacy, and recovery, rather than merely confinement? Because while you are doing detox in that rehab center, and the guy is feeling as if he is being dehumanized, it will take a CBT expert to be able to see that this guy is actually not finding it funny here. So he won't cooperate with therapy. And then that will give you a what? A kind of a cognitive dissonance that you will not even know whether is reacting to drug or is just a behavioral issue that emanated from where? The rehab center. So if you must get your diagnosis correct, ensure that you have an environment and a facility whose infrastructure is just cute. Oh, doctor, how about places where people pay small money and so they can have good infrastructure? You don't look at that. We are saying for global best practices, it should be where people have a little bit of comfort and consolation, not to be thinking of how will I come out here? When will I come out here? And they are even burdened to see this place. I tire and are falling sick because of the environment. And you will be thinking it's reacting to the drug. It's the drug. So the individual stays long in the rehab center. So please, these are 5 critical areas we need to check infrastructure. Where you find gap, please address it professionally. So how do you know the gaps? What are you checking for in infrastructure gap? 5 things, which we have just outlined now. And what are the 5 things? 1, accommodation. 2,
clinical and consultation space.
clinical and consultation place. 3,
Therapeutics.
and then 4, sanitation, utility, and accessibility. And lastly, environmental recovery design. Very vital. The physical environment must promote safety, dignity, order, privacy, and recovery. Otherwise, it becomes a mere confinement. And they are tired. I remember a client told me, I said, doctor, my bed is better, far, far better than here. In fact, I'm missing my room. That's the room where he does drug. And he's missing it. So please, recovery manager, it's your work to inspect some of these facilities and to write. Don't confront people. Just note it and say, sir, can we do better? So that they don't look for your head, though. I say, no, this is not up to standard. You can't be putting this mattress here that is infested with bed bugs. And you are saying a client should recover. So what's the global recovery management standard? A recovery facility must be designed around the needs of recovery and not merely the accommodation of residents. You know, the idiosyncrasies of parents. Just bring the boy and say, doctor, I bet, dump him there. You two don't dump them there. Dump the boy there. Let him learn his lesson. That is not recovery friendly. That they gave you because of their emotional vituperation does not mean you too will say, well, your father say you are a nonsense. You are a non-entity. Your work as a recovery manager is to bring out the entity in this boy later, even when it will take some entity from your end. Very vital. So now let's look at people. Having understood the 5 gaps you are looking for. Okay, doctor, what do I do with these infrastructure gaps? Address them. Don't confront. Do what? Address them. How do you address them? Talk to leadership. We're going to make sure by the grace of God, every facility has a resident recovery manager. Who is directly in charge of that facility, who has an overall coordinator and the rest of it. Talk to leadership. And then write it down. A letter will come out. It's submitted. You take a copy so that the process can continue. And then give them ultimatum to fix it. This is the harmony we are bringing. Otherwise, Mr. Relapse. We give back to children and great-grandchildren over a client. Mr. Relapse, it's not easy to deal with because it looks for gap. So if he finds it in the facility, it will just take cool.
Open this.
And be waiting for the guy to come out and say, welcome, Joe. Don't mind them. They are own too much. So, and that provides service for you. And you are going to earn for everything you identify. Because you get it sorted and you earn by it when it is eventually sorted. So I'm going to start teaching you and showing you not just your responsibility, but also your revenue. Nobody is doing this anywhere. And that's why we are belching it and bringing it to pass. So let's look at the 7 points under people. It's just 5 under infrastructure. And you can have a minimum level to begin with, even with this. Okay, and we have 3 rooms. Okay, maybe for a start. How decent? How cute? 7 points. The first thing about the standard operating procedure in GROMS is that, does the facility have competent people capable of delivering the recovery pathway? Or they just hire quacks? School sat who has no job, and you say, job, why? Before your job says true. Come and support us here. You are huge. Do they have competent people capable of delivering across the pathway of recovery? Meaning there's a plan, there's a protocol, there's a program we are running, and they are good at it. They are trained. The auditor or recovery manager should examine 2.1 staff structure. Is there a clearly defined organizational structure? 2.2 competence. Are staff appropriately qualified, trained, and competent for their assigned responsibility? Not that the receptionist is also the one booking. And the one booking is the one who will run the first analysis. Just because they are short staff. Mr. Relapse, we say, okay, since you are the only one who can do everything, we'll be looking at you. Then under 2.3, role clarity. Does every staff member know what they are responsible for, what they are not responsible for, and who they are to report to? I've gone to some rehab center, they say, wait, okay, Oga, wait. Let's talk to doctor. Another 30 minutes, they have not come out. And then doctor eventually comes out or asks that you should come in, and then he's saying something else. And nobody is checking these things. Then 2.4, multidisciplinary capacity. Look for it. It's not one doctor doubling as therapist, doubling as the one who does the checkup, also doubling as the one who books. Is there access to appropriate clinical, psychological counseling, social and recovery management, expertise according to client need? Then 2.5, recovery manager function. Is it available? Is someone specially responsible for coordinating the recovery journey and continuity of care? Oh, this guy came in so day before yesterday, and this is the recovery pathway. And in the pathway, he's taking the journey. He's on 1/4 now. But when nobody knows what is happening, and they just say, Madam, come back after 2 weeks. Or call us after 2 weeks. And the boy is recovering. We are managing him. He's responding. It's more than that. It gets parents agitated. Parents go to rehab, they say, sir, you can't see him now. Sir, he doesn't need you. And they don't give him more explanation. It's not right. Because he's going back to that house eventually. Explain to dad, oh, this is his situation now. And for that, sir, we won't mind if you can defy or see him now. Because we are checking this and that, and we don't want, with the way he's talking now, to bring down his emotion. Parents will understand. But sir, we are doing our work. Sir, allow us to do our work. We are professional. You are a quack. Practicing what? Quackery. Carry along. Don't write shuku and say, sir, just take it there. They will understand. No. It's a stakeholder thing. And relapse is looking for gap. And that's why I'm showing you how to assess those gaps and block them. Then look for staff ethics and conduct. Are there confidentiality, dignity, safeguarding, professional boundaries, and respectful treatment embedded in staff practice? Look for it. Then, number 7, see on that point, is there anything called staff development? Do they develop their staff? Or they're only doing staff deployment all the time? I went to one hospital in Abuja, very frontline hospital. And I mentioned before the GMD, and I said, sir, your staff, when last did you run behavioral check? Their mental health. Say, do you know, doctor, it has never crossed my mind. And they are serving day and night, collecting salaries. That's unfair. Because as their mental health goes down, and they're devolving service and collecting salary, they won't add up. Diminishing return was certain. So recovery managers, I'm opening you up to see opportunities in places. Even places we have not covered. To go to hospitals, to go to facilities, to say, all of the staff here who are busy 24/7. What is their emotional health? What is their mental health? What is their physical health? And we will write and support you to go in there and handle cases as a recovery manager, even from now. Enter hospital, seek to see the owner. Say, I'm a trained recovery manager. This is my ID card. We do this, and in fact, time will come in a short while by God's grace. Now, once you enter a facility, either medical, psychosocial, or social, and say you are a recovery manager, they will give you a pride of place. That's where we are going. Because you are for service. You are for the people. You are for the protocol. You are for the organization. So what is the Global Recovery Management Standard? System standard? Facilities do not recover people. Competent people operating effective system do. As good as we want those facilities to be, you can have all the gadgets and everything, but you still need competent people. Don't be deceived by big signboard and high-tech materials. If they don't have men to handle it, it's critical. So recovery management and managers, please take note of that. Those are the 7 things you look for with people. I've spoken about infrastructural gap. I've spoken about people's gap. Where you see gap, what do? Please address gaps. Don't confront them. Note it, show them, carry them along, so that eventually, what are the 3 things you will do to make it a project? You establish what? A program,
Protocol,
a protocol,
and then procedure.
procedure. Now, when you do this, who are you? You're a professional. And you can start now. That's why I wanted you physically here, so that I can show you from what I have said so far, what are the services you want to start immediately and just catch fun. People will like it. They will enjoy it and say, wow, we never saw it. Madam, thank you for opening our eyes. Okay, ma, bring your proposal. When they ask you to come and do it, don't just say, I'm starting Monday. No. We will package a proposal and give it to you. It's your job to show you how to do costing and the rest, and then you begin. We'll follow you to the field, support you, and deliver the project. What's the content of the project? A protocol, a program, and a what?
Procedure.
And they will ever thank you. You make money, what comes to your purse? Money. How? You identify gaps, the low heel, and took them to the high heel, the dignity. Through what? Buffers that you create, solutions, interventions. And so you are good to go. So now let's go to programs. I've shown you 5 infrastructural gaps, 7 people gaps. How many gaps do we have in programs? 8. Each gap has multiple streams of income for you as a recovery manager. Each gap can be line managed. Each gap is like a river that has several streams that can make you glad. Do I sound like a preacher? I'm trying to be like one. So, very vital. Any gap you identify and you don't know how to manage it, call home. We'll show you all the streams that can come out of it. Streams of meaning, streams of income, streams of impact, and the rest of it. And you can beckon to your partners and say, there's catch here. Please come over here and help. My ship is full. Bring your own. And that's why we are working in harmony and we are working in unity. Our jobs are everywhere. You see people complain, it's gap analysis. Find out, is it infrastructure? Is it people? Is it what? Program. Why am I opening your eyes? I want you to start working in the midst of no job. Create your own jobs. Take dominion. So what are the program gap analysis in a facility? The Global Recovery Management System standard operation question is, does this facility have structured programs that address the whole person rather than merely presenting the problem? And that is it. When you go to hospital, what do they do? The gospel truth. Oh, madam, what's the issue? You only talk about the issue. Who cares whether your family lives in good house or not? Who cares about your emotion? It's not their problem. It's not their issue. And they are not trained to look after your emotion. Who care to know whether you ate last night or not? Madam, what is the issue? And then when they are going to test you, would they test you or not? No, it's the issue you present. And then they want to look at causative factors for that issue. For recovery management, no, you have your eyes all around. You are combing everywhere, from infrastructure to people, from people to program, and all the rest. So, the recovery manager should examine whether the facility provides for appropriate program for, number one, assessment and diagnosis. When people come to me and they see me taking diagnosis and doing assessment, they say, Kai, this man is a professional. His case is different. Not the one they say, okay, we have had. Oh yeah, let's talk. That's why surface counselors, you are a counselor who just talk on the surface. I fear you. Beside the recovery manager, Adeniyi. Don't do surface thing. Have assessment. Do diagnosis. And you know what we have decided to do for every recovery manager? Once you submit, see it, we gave it on Sunday to those of you who came for the inauguration. And those who have not come, we're going to put it. Shola, can you put this thing on the Global Recovery Management System for everybody to download and print? We want to know your niche so that we can create your own resources for you and give you tools to go to the field and work. Let's know your niche so that we can create assessment for you and it becomes your truth, so that we can show you how to do diagnosis in your own area. It's the same principle for the same objective, even when the assignment differs. You see why you must be committed to recovery management? It's not just a science, it's an art. But you can't do the art until you are good and vast in the science. So you can download Effective Today, fill it, and let's know your niche. We'll craft out your solutions and your tools and give you to start using. So check, do they have assessment? Do they do common diagnosis? As simple as 3S equals to 1 eye. It's still a diagnosis. What is 3S? Equals to 1 eye. First is what? Solution on grant. What's the second one, Tony? Recovery manager. Situation on grant 1. Solution at hand. And then what? The strategy required. 3S will give back to what? Intervention. Do you know what I do to showcase professionalism? I even tutor my client. I say, man, sir, in this place, we do things professionally. And 3S will always give us 1 eye. They say, sure. What are the 3S's? As professionals, we look for the first S. the solution, the what? The situation on ground. And then we'll pull out what? The solution that is readily. And then we are going to devise what? A strategy to meet this. So we tell them like that. And then you see them nodding their head, shaking head. Say, yes, we got to where we are going. But they're asking you questions. You say, madam, don't worry, it's our job. Eh? Is it that you don't trust me? That's why you are a quack. When you do like that. Carry them and they like it. They say, Kai, I like this work. I like this work. They like it because they see you doing it and explain it to them and carry them along. I'll call you later, ma'am. So, very vital. Explain. They catch fun hearing you. They leave you celebrating even when you have not solved the problem. They say, Kai, it's like we're going to get answer here. And then that tickets your money and what you take from it. Or just say, I know what I am doing. Yeah. Don't question an authority. You are a quack. Let them ask you questions. Carry them out. Even angel entertain question. Angel entertain question. No. So please, answer question. And then, how do you do? What do you do when you don't know answer to a question? Ask for permission to get back to them later. Ma, can I talk to you later on that? That's a professional way. Don't say, that one passed my level. Make I contact headquarters. You are a quack. Ma, I will answer you, but please, can we do it later? And then tell them the later. That's how to do it professionally. Ask, do they have assessment? Then number 2 thing you ask for is individual recovery planning. And it's in our facility. And it can't come out until the next 3 months. Global recovery managers, please demand for what? Recovery what? Planning for individuals. Sir, can I say the recovery planning for Mr. Johnson? Can I say the recovery planning? There's nothing like waiting concern you, sir. You mean you don't know our job? Relapses will settle down there because you see, they can goof. Somebody, and you see, let me tell you a small secret. Do not say I tell you all. Some certain rehab centers in town and recovery centers, their staff what? Turnover almost every month. You meet new set of staff. Those are grants for relapses. A homie was subjected to 1 hour torture in one rehab in Abuja for a client I brought there. And they didn't allow me to see my client. Very unpolite. No culture, no courtesy. I said, I'm Dr. So-and-so. This guy is my client. I brought him here. They said, sir, we heard you. Let's confirm. They did confirmation. They said, sir, the father didn't include your name as part of people who can visit. I say, okay. Even the father, I brought him here. And it was contest. Until I had to leave and manage my emotion. Now, what do you say of somebody who is not trained? And that's why we are seeking for harmonization everywhere. Otherwise, people will always relapse and they will bring them back again and again and again. So where there is harmony and people know what to do, then they will do what they know. But where they don't know what to do, and when I was trying to even teach the person there, he said, no, sir. And taught me what she was taught in school. That is out of point. Point number 3, under program, look for behavioral change. Every rehab facility should have recovery management plan. Okay, this is the A to Z of what we intend doing. As a recovery manager, know it and look through it. Why are you profiling that? So that relapse will not hide anywhere. Look for behavioral change. Are there structured intervention for modifying harmful behavioral pattern? This boy, when we brought him, he was violent too. Now he's sober. That's a past mark. That's a behavioral change. Now he's not only sober, he now agrees and knows why he's here. Do you know there are some clients you take to rehab centers, and for 3 months, you'll be saying, why am I even here? Who brought me here? You are just torturing me here. Who did I offend? I'm not mad. But the fact that I say I'm not mad, it's living in denial, no change. So it takes a huge lot. Medically assisted therapy, psychotherapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, and some other therapy to get him back. So number 4, look for psychological and emotional development. It's one thing to have behavioral change. It's another thing to have what? Psychological development, emotional development. Now, what's the difference in the two? Our emotional regulation, coping skills, and psychological needs address. Psychological, mind, how he thinks, how he feels. Emotional, how he interacts. They are not the same. So, is this guy able to have certain developments in this? And then number 5, look for relapse prevention. Our clients taught to recognize triggers, warning signals, and coping strategies. What do they teach them in therapy? They just don't work with bad friends, sleep at the right time, do exercises. How about the internal procedures ongoing in their ecosystem? Are they made to see it? Then number 6, life skills. Our clients prepare for responsible, everyday functioning so that he can take ownership of his own life. Look for life skills. Very vital. And then number 7, family intervention. I personally believe no matter the detoxification and the rehabilitation, if family intervention is lost, is not found, is not enclosed, then the rehab structure is dented, is tainted, stalmated, because consequently the guy goes back to the house. Who even knows whether the trigger arose from whom? So I frown at rehab centers who don't communicate and converse with parents in the place of family therapy. For 3 months, nobody called you, nobody spoke to you about your guy there. And even when you go there, at times, they won't allow you to gain access. And they say, we say it's fine. We are doing our job. Allow us to do our job. When the boy leaves the place, you see, some of them do it because they don't want you to know that the boy is okay, so that you don't withdraw him and they lose money. They will say, well, we are trying to make him stable. The boy is stable and even coordinating every other person. But they say, well, he's just beginning to get stable now. Now we want to commence treatment. You hear things like that. Please, very vital. And then look for productivity and purpose. Inside rehab, yes. If you don't start it there, they can't continue at home. They can't continue at home. Look for, do they have, that's why we are telling our partner that want to start helping clients to discover their what? Niches. To start helping them to discover their niches. What are they strong in? If he was strong in drugs when he came to your rehab, he must go out now strong in his own energy. Strong, so that there won't be room for relapse. He came in strong on drugs. He came in strong on all kinds of bad behavior. Then he should go out of that place strong in his energy to do whatever his potential is. And I don't know any rehab center in the world that does it. That's why congratulations. Every recovery manager has been trained so far to know how to discover a niche for himself and then for his client. We did it in the facility about 2 weeks ago. So that what they start from the rehab, they can take it home. Productivity and purpose. Does the program prepare the person for education, vacation, employment, purpose, and productive living? Very critical. What is the GRMS standard? A program is not GRMS merely because activities are taking place. Program must have objective, structure, responsible personnel, measurable outcomes, and continuity. Very critical. These are the 8 gaps you look at in programs. Where you see gaps, develop what? A procedure, a protocol, and what? A program. So that it becomes what? A project. So when any recovery manager say, doctor, I have a project in so place, it means you have identified gaps and you are ready to do how many things? 3 things. And each of them you earn on them. Can you see how rich you are as a recovery manager who is authorized, mandated, and packaged? When you hear me talking about packaging, this is what it involves. You have been able to identify gaps at any of these variables, either infrastructure, people, program, process, data, safety, and you have created what? A procedure to handle it, a program for it, giving a procedure, and it becomes a project. So number 4, let's look at processes gap. I hope you are getting value. When you get value and create value, you make money and you become valuable. You enjoy what you do for doing it. Processes. 8 points. What is the Global Recovery Management System standard operation procedure? Does the facility operate through documented, repeatable, and accountable processes? It's documented. You can go in there and say, please show me the case file, either digital or manual, of Mr. Johnson, Bulu Bulu. Or what day did he come? Did he come? 13th July, 2026. And then there's a document. Not that they'll be ransacking all the racks, looking for who carries file, where they still use file, of course. So the first thing you look at out of these 8 gaps is booking and intake standard operating procedure. Booking and intake SOP. Is it just have a sheet they have as their booking format? Is the booking format for Global Recovery Management System? We have created all of those frameworks so that you won't stress. And we'll say recovery place, rehab place, this is the global standard. You are booking anybody, follow this procedure. Follow this protocol. Very vital. So what are we looking at? The booking and the intake standard operating procedure. 2, we're also looking at screening. Are they screened? Are immediate medical, psychological, and behavioral and safety concern identified? We call it a triage. Triage. T-R-I-H. And what's the triage? Medical, psychological, and behavioral. As a recovery manager, you are not a medical doctor. You may not even be a psychologist. You may not be a behaviorist, but ensure that these 3 have passed through the recovery plan or is going to pass through. Oh, when is he seeing doctor? You need to know. When is he seeing psychologist? You need to know. Then number 3, comprehensive assessment. Is it available or not? Is information systematically gathered before intervention? We need to know. Or they just get, they say, oh, it's a counseling matter. Let counselor so and so handle her and let her go. No. Then number 4, look for individual recovery management plan. Can you see? It's coming up again. It's not just, okay, it's manifesting like this, so let's give him this. You are not to be reactive. You are to be proactive. Okay, the face now is no longer yellow, it's becoming white. Thank God. And from there, you want to prescribe. You are a quack, even when you are in an official place. Is there a documented plan based on the individual's identified needs and risk? Then point number 5, intervention process. Is there a process for intervention? Or you handle each case as they just come? And you jump gun, you jump queue. Are interventions delivered according to an established plan? You want to know. Then, number 6, review and case conference. In recovery management, usually look for second opinion. Carry your recovery manager in partner, in company along. Are cases periodically reviewed and plans adjusted when necessary? Oh, you thought this guy will spend 3 months, but you discover with the rate of change and cooperation, 2 months will do it. Good. Number 7, discharge and transition. Is discharge based on readiness and accompanied by a transition plan rather than simply a date? You know, parents, we want to be calling you, doctor, when is my boy coming back home? When is my son coming back home? After 3 months, you say it's not coming back. So, you need to do something. So when they see the plans, they will agree with you. And then number 8, continuity and follow-up. Do they have? They say once we discharge, they're on their own. No. It's less of our borders. Once they leave our terrain, they are not on their own. You treated and handled them. So is there a continuity and follow-up plan? Is there a definite process for post-discharge, contact, monitoring, referral, and integration? And that's where the work of a recovery manager comes in. Nobody is doing it. They only tell them, come after 1 week, everyone 1 week. If you like, don't come. Bota. Okay. If you like, don't come. Nothing concerns them. So very vital. You look for follow-up. Is there a defined process for post-discharge contact, monitoring, referral, and integration? So what's the standard here? If a critical recovery activity depends entirely on someone's memory, personality, or goodwill, it is not yet a reliable system. So please, there should be procedures and processes so that even the one treating, when he's not there, they can carry and see where they are in the procedure, and somebody will go on. God forbid, something bad happened last year. A guy that was very instrumental, a medical doctor, who was treating somebody. In fact, people were still seated, waiting for him to come and do surgery. You know, he had accident and died on the spot. While people were still waiting for him to come and take up cases. Now, how do you explain that when there is no procedure and he's just said to be the expert in that field and no procedure? His word is law. So people will be stranded. So very vital. Now let's quickly go to data. What are the gaps in data? That's another place to check for facility gap analysis. Data and documentation together. What's the standard operation procedure for global recovery management system? Can the facility demonstrate true, thorough, reliable records? What happened to each person throughout the recovery journey? The recovery manager should look for what? One, client's record. Does he have record in that place? Is there a complete and organized client file? Is his name there? Then two, assessment record. Is it there? Assessment finding properly documented. Oh, we register his name, but his assessment is not in the register. It's not documented. It's still on someone else's table. We are building room for relapses. And then three, recovery plan. Is there individualized recovery management plan documented and updated? Not that the guy came here last week, but we forgot to write down what we saw. What have you just invited? Relapses. Then number four, progress note. How is it progressing or regressing? We want to know. Can the facility demonstrate what interventions have occurred and how the person has progressed? We need to know. Then monitoring data. We need to find out. Number five, are behavioral changes, risk incident, attendance, and relevant outcomes tracked? Are we able to track them? Then number six, confidentiality and data protection. Do they keep confidentiality? Do they protect the client while he's there? And that's why I like some clients. They won't allow you to take snapshots inside the place or see the face of their clients. Please, confidentiality is key because family have personalities, ego to protect. Those are the questions you ask. So the GRMS standard is saying, if it was not properly documented, the facility may have difficulty proving that it was properly managed. So where you lack document, you're also telling me you didn't manage the client well. But if you can show me the evidence that there's document, then I will say you know what you are doing. Data is not merely paperwork, but it enables what? Continuity, accountability, evaluation, decision-making, and improvement. That is it. So let's go to safety. What are the gaps? Assessment in safety. 6 points. What's the standard operating procedure question for GRMS? Can the facility protect the client, staff, visitors, and community from reasonably foreseeable risk? You went and cite a rehab center inside the bush, that has no light. I won't allow or advise any parents to take their word there. What happens at night? So the recovery manager should examine 1, emergency preparedness. Are they prepared to manage emergency? Can you bounce on them midnight and they are there? Are they prepared to handle emergencies? When there's crisis and they call you as a recovery manager, to say recovery manager told you somebody behind your house has a case and they have asked us, we quickly gave your number now. Please, they are calling you now. And you don't know where to turn. Say, they have clues. So we look at that. Emergency response. Emergency preparedness. Then 2, medical emergency response. No, doctor. Doctor only comes once a week. Is there a clear procedure for responding to acute medical situation? Because they can come in needing medical intervention first. Then you look at mental behavioral crisis response. What can you say about that? Is there a defined escalation pathway for serious behavioral or psychological crisis? We want to look at that too. Mental or behavioral crisis response. Then number 4, safeguarding. Are there procedures to prevent and respond to abuses, exploitation, neglect, and inappropriate conduct? They just charge you anyhow. And say, Baba, not our fault too. Who doesn't know that Nigeria now, what you are buying 10 naira is now 20,000 naira. 5, incident management. An incident reported, documented, reviewed, and used for prevention. And then 6, security and environmental safety. God forbid. Any rehab facility that is not secured and safe, and something goes the wrong order, parents won't take it lightly. They are going to hold you responsible. God forbid bad thing. So our physical security, fire safety, access control, hazardous areas, and other environmental risks appropriately managed. Want to see? You have fire extinguisher? Is it updated? Is your fire safety intact? Safety is not an accessory to recovery. Safety is the platform upon which recovery must occur. Those are the 6 gaps you must look at. Where you find 1 or 2 gaps not in existence, make it a project by looking for the procedures, the protocol, and the program involved. Number 7 is family, as we are rounding up for the class today. Because I want you to ask your questions. There are 5 points in family gap analysis. 5 points. What is the standard operating procedure question? Does the facility treat the family as an important element in the recovery ecosystem? And that's where I fault many rehab centers. The ROM, recovery manager, should look at family assessment gap. Do they have room for family assessment? And you know, most parents will want to say, just handle my son. Once my son, especially women, mothers, say, I've not been eating. Once this boy is okay, I'll be okay too. Please, do family assessment too. Because in therapy, especially when it has to do with drug issue, once it affects a member, it will affect everybody somehow. So does that facility have family assessment? Is the environment, family environment, is the family environment understood? Okay, where is this boy coming out from? What kind of family? Functional or dysfunctional? You need to know. Family assessment. Then number 2, family education gap. It's a service. Don't just assess the family. How educated are they in the issue on ground? If he's not educated about the issue, then he cannot intervene. Don't say he's an expert in engineering. He may not be an expert in behavioral engineering. Because behavioral science is also an engineering stuff. So you need to make provision. Are families educated about recovery, relapse, boundaries, and appropriate support? Then point number 3, family communication. Don't keep the family incommunicado. Don't keep them in the blues. And say, Baba, when your boy is ready to go home, we will let you know. Baba, we have told you the gospel truth. Your boy is cooperating. Is that all you have for the father? That's unfair. What are you keeping? So there must be family communication. Oh, Papa, this boy is recovering very fast. In fact, this is the difference between last week and now. Make them happy. Very vital. Are appropriate communication channels established? Very vital. Then number 4, family participation. Recovery management is not about the rehab center only. Families must participate. Are families appropriately involved in planning, intervention, and transition? Don't say, Baba, this is not your work. Let's do our work. Baba, you don't know. Make him know. Tell him the way he will understand and appreciate it. Because he's bankrolling the expenses. The boy is his child, or the girl is his child. So, why will you deny him of basic information that he needs? He asked you questions. You say, Baba, don't worry. Water will find this level. Then you are a quack. You are not diplomatic. You are deceptive. You are hiding something. Why will you hide my client from me? Tell me, if the boy's ecosystem is not conducive for me to see him, explain to me, then I'll go home happy. Than to say, don't worry, Baba. Everything coming from up, once it lands, what happens? And you leave them with a redo. Then leave that work, go to village. I mean, very vital. Don't be proverbial. Speak straight and simple. Be understood. Number 5, family reintegration. When they are talking to you in the rehab center about their father and mother, don't ignore, don't say, Kai. Don't say that. Listen to them very well. Because that may be the genesis of the boy's problem, the mom or the dad. Please. Is the family prepared for the person's return and continue recovery? We need to know. So these are the issues under family. Now, last but not the least for today is reintegration gap. So before I say that, family must move from being merely the payer, the visitor, or complainant to becoming who? Where appropriate, a recovery partner. Recovery managers in the house, please see families. See the father, not just as the one who pays the bill. And why you are rallying around the man is because he has an outstanding has not met. See him as a recovery partner because he's going to contribute to the life of this boy. All pastors are doing recovery management. They are recovery managers. Another word for pastor is recovery manager because it's trying to help people to come from a low place to a high place. And that's what we do in recovery management. Looking for gaps, loophole and vacuum, and blocking them. There are 5 points under the integration gap. So can you see you have 50 points to make money? 50! And you are still here. And I'm still here. Global Recovery Management System offers you 50 points for income stream. Let's look at the last 5. I've shown you 55. Look at the last 5. Because the gap you can see and identify are the gaps you can project, having profile for the same. I say 50 points. Each of those points, how many things will you do? 3 things. What's the first one? You develop a program. And then what? A procedure. And it becomes a project. So you do 3 things in each of these points. So 3 times 50, recovery manager. You have 150 streams of income. I'm touched. I've not even finished. Each of these points gives you 3 jobs standing out. And we have seen 50 points delivering 3 jobs each. 150 jobs is standing out. If you don't know, you cannot grow. And when you don't grow, you cannot show. It is what? A no-grow show. No-grow show recovery manager has 150 streams of income. Wow! I'm going to write the book. Recovery managers, be prepared to read my book. 150 streams of income. For who? A no-grow show manager. A no-grow show recovery manager has 150 streams of income. Discuss. That's your assignment, Tony. What a joy to know that I have 150 streams of income in recovery management. Is it worth taking the risk? Yes. When we talk about multiple streams of income out there, how many things are you looking at? Maybe 3 or 4. But in recovery management, you have 150 streams of income. How many are you using? Pastor Israel, how many? Are you surprised that you have 150 streams of income? Recovery manager Stella Okorigbo, you have 150 streams of income.
I've not used any. I've not used any, please. I'm stranded.
150 streams of income. Recovery
I'm-
manager.
Oh,
I
I'm
need,
just
I need to wake up.
So I'm not-
Olufunso.
I'm not using-
Owasanwoye. Mama.
baby, sir. Not using any yet.
You have 150 streams of income staring at you in recovery management. Infinix XC728B. Whoever is behind that Infinix, as I'm talking now, 150 streams of income is waiting for you. Mama Adewoye, congratulations. 150 streams of income. And we are still here telling stories. Recovery manager Emmanuel. Do not miss. Don't miss this one. 150 jobs for grabs. Recovery manager, counselor, Patience Adeniyi, as I'm talking now. 150 jobs, streams of income is waiting for you for grabs. I'm burning here. I can't wait. We must put this book together.
Amen.
So that people will read. 150 streams of income is waiting. Silent. No little thanks to gaps. Gap analysis. Let's round up before I take your question. Because some of you are already salivating and say, doctor, it don't do. Let me spring into action. Quick. 100. Recovery manager Shola Aduloju. Good news. 150 streams of income is waiting for you while you are still praying. While you are praying. Who is in the house? Who is not in the house? While we are still praying, 150 jobs, streams of job is waiting for us. Now let me tell you the last lap to this, just 5 more, which is 15 jobs waiting for you in reintegration gap. Look at it. Does the facility prepare the person to function successfully beyond the facility? None of them. Just say, I should go home. I should go home. I should go home. Make sure you don't mix with bad friends. Make sure. And they are saying, next. In fact, in some rehab center, they deliberately ask people to go home because they have stayed there for too long, so that they can take in fresh people. And Mr. Relapse will just say, ride on. We wait for him at home. We're already waiting. And few weeks after coming out of rehab, 6 months, he's back again. And you are saying, but the boy spent 6 months here. I can't imagine. And that's why some of them call rehab a hoax, because it doesn't work. They'll tell you, this is my 5th rehab. I was in Aro. I was in behavioral center. I just came back from one in Jos. I'm planning to go to Kadem. When gaps are not identified and profiled, and you get the jobs and create the buffers and take them from the little mountain to the high mountain through the gap that you fill through projects. They will be suffering. We will be suffering. You won't make the meaning, a meaningful contribution to lives. And so you won't make money too. So very vital. Let's round up by showing you the 5 critical gaps in reintegration. The recovery manager should examine discharge readiness. Not too many rehabs know about discharge readiness. Is this boy ready? And that's why I'm so particularly happy that the rehab where we're doing pilot scheme, they will call us to come and see whether the guy is ready to go home or not. And if we say this guy is not ready, he stays. I think that's a plus to thank goodness for. Until we say this guy is ready, using our own methodology, they won't release the guy, no matter whose ox is God, because authority have spoken. That is where you are going as a recovery manager. Can you see your honor? From the blues, just because you are trained.
Thank you.
If you are not trained, you can't be traced. You need to be trained to be traced. As one who knows his honor, who knows her honor. Very vital. So please find out, is there anything called discharge readiness? Is there a structured assessment of readiness for transition? And we have created it in Global Recovery Management System. We call it pre-discharge assessment test. It's there. We will give you all to use when you become certified. So all of you who are not submitting assessment, well done. Carry on. Who are not submitting assignment, and you are writing notes, and making encyclopedia of notes, and you are not doing assignment, carry go. Then number 2, look for relapse prevention plan. Don't say the system is seamless. Oh, the procedure is good. Do they have relapse prevention plan for the guy as he's going home? Look for it. Let it be in his hand that they hand over to him as a baton to run on this recovery road so that you manage him properly. Then number 3, now, why do you need relapse prevention plan? Does the person have a practical plan for managing triggers and high-risk situation? We need to know. Give it to them, because they are going to meet with triggers. Home environment may not have changed. As a pastor, you finish counseling. Do you create buffers for people to do the right thing for the right reason? Very critical. Don't just release them by faith and say the peace of the Lord go with them. It's true and it's good. But also give them plan plus the peace they have so that their mind will be settled. Then number 3, look for home transition. Do they have home transition? How does it transit at home? Has the receiving home environment been considered? Parents are quick to say, I beg, let the boy come home. What kind of home is he coming into? The same toxic environment? Or what? Are you prepared to receive him in sobriety and to give him his right accord? Or you are going to just look at him somehow and say, I beg, give him gap. And to worsen situation, you call the guy among his siblings and you say, everybody, you know your brother's condition. That's why parental psychoeducation is critical during rehab and all that. So recovery manager, that's work for you to do parental psychoeducation and help clients and their parents. Then you look at productivity. It's another green area for you as a recovery manager. Is there a pathway towards education, vocational development, employment, or meaningful productive activity? You know what we have done in Global Recovery Management System when we demonstrated it? We've gone ahead to create niches. First level niche, second level niche, and third level niche for every client, so that he won't be in doubt of who he is out of drugs, giving his energy, and to manifest his productive capacity well. In so doing, he won't look for drugs. He won't want to do drugs. He wants to put his energy where his strength is. And then number 5, post-discharge continuity. Is there a follow-up and a monitoring mechanism after discharge? Thank God, you don't carry in wahala, go in your own house. That's quackery. You have sent him to Mr. Relapse at home, waiting for him at home. There's nothing like that. So check. Any facility you don't see this, that's a job for you to earn. So can you see? My people, 150 streams of income, just like that, is waiting for you. Reverend Israel, can you see? 150 jobs, streams, just job. They're waiting for you. And when you cannot articulate, you cannot profile and profile well. So, doctor, how do I cash into these 150 jobs? Recovery Manager Shola Adulojo, is the form there now? Recovery Manager Trust form is on the group now, on the WhatsApp. Global Recovery Management System. Go and download it. People who are in the class, you'll be given a copy. Physical.
Yes, I've seen it.
Please download and print and send. You were not in the inauguration, in the consecration on Sunday, you don't have. And some of you who submitted just roughshod and just wrote anything because you don't understand. 150 jobs. Recovery manager Stella Okorigbo is waiting. 150. Some of us run for one job and we will run from pillar to post. Money till night. Now you have 150 jobs. What is my role to helping you in this job? Once you can identify and say, doctor, my own critical job is in infrastructure. I will sit down with you and build your pitch for you. One, what we are carving now is called niche. When you have your niche, each of these gray area is called pitches. Infrastructure pitch, people pitch, program pitch, processes pitch, data pitch, safety pitch, family pitch, and reintegration pitch. And they carry money, ego, kudi, owo. Because there are services to deliver, and nobody is doing it. Don't know anybody doing all of this. Have your niche. As a recovery manager, you can't be everywhere. Oh. You are not a messiah. Even when you desire, you are not a messiah. Despite your desire. Choose your niche and say, doctor, programs deficit is my own. I want to face it squarely. Then I will sit down with you, build you, and then everybody will follow you to do it. And we will support you. So these 50 points are facility gap assessment that has three germane works inside, which together we call what? Project.
Yeah.
So all of us are project managers. Hey, see money filling your house. See you changing issues and changing location. What you are going to look for is already in your hand. So how do you score facility? In fact, you know what I will do? I'm going to give everybody this lesson note for free. People here are clapping. People online are not clapping. It's a
We are clapping.
lesson note for this 150 income. I'm going to give you for free. Okay, online people won't have it. Right, Reggie. Take
We will have it.
attendance of
We will-
people.
we will have
You
it,
didn't thank me.
We will have it. We will have
Madam,
it.
Madam Stella Okorigbo, make sure this transcription is on. Okay, thank you, Madam Stella Okorigbo. It's throwing flowers, flowers. Others are still looking at me anyhow. Okay. Okay, we're going to give you this so that you can prayerfully look into it and choose your own money. Choose where you want to have it and where you want to make it. With our partner, immediately we'll just seclude you to say, sir, this woman is being trained, and then we will issue certificate for you on that note. So please be quick to fill your form. If you have submitted it, good. If it is not full enough, you can take another one and fill and send to me. Hurriedly, please. What's the time? Okay, it's 1 o'clock. We have to close here. So please, it is the beginning to make meaning now. Thank you, Mama Adewoye. That is it. I'm going to vex and give you this 150. So that you are not making money, it's simply because you are not ready for project. So question, we won't be exceeding our time. So please, I'd like to thank everyone. This is the issue we are talking about. So recovery manager Stella Okorigbo, please do the needful before the cock crows 3 times this evening. Let me have it. You understand what I mean? For this very one, I want all recovery managers to start making mini. 150 minis. We give you what? 150 monies. We are going to open recovery management bank. Where your money like this, you not need to smile to the banks. Banks will smile to you. Thank you very much. Any question? Because our timekeeper is already thanking me for keeping to time, and I won't want to disappoint. Any question, recovery manager? In-house?
Wow, that was great. More grace to you, doctor. I need more.
Thank you.
I need to be in the field.
Good. 150 streams of income. Reverend. I love in vernacular. Oh. Now let me explain the form because questions are going on now. Recovery manager Stella Okorigbo, I need your permission to quickly explain the form. Can I carry on? She did not permit me. Want to explain the form if I'm permitted. Now, okay. See it. Global Recovery Management System, Recovery Manager Trust Form. What is this trust all about? We are holding this thing in trust that we believe you are going to be faithful to doing it conscientiously and faithfully. It's a trust between you and us and God. That all that we are teaching you, reduce your volume. You are going to make use of it efficiently and effectively. So it has your name, your address, your telephone, and your WhatsApp. Okay? Basic trust in principle. Things you are personally convinced about. That this is my own area. This is my own purpose and my focus. Is your basic trust in principle. You may not have been trained over it. You may not have gone through any official thing as we are doing now, but somehow, it's uppermost with you and in your heart. That is in principle. In practice, you're already doing it. You're on the field. In principle, it's still in seed form inside you, and it has the potential to deliver. It's still in principle. In practice, you're already in the field, like recovery manager Olufunsho Owasanye. Mama is already in the field before she met us. So you are saying, yes, I'm already in the field. Drug addiction, recovery, psychoeducation, counseling. Then the next question is my stake in recovery management, my area of interest and assignment. Is it individual you want to handle, or family, or community, or institution, or society, or even others like church? One mama here put church because church is her constituency. That's where she will readily meet people. Many of us are church people. What you are going to look for in Sokoto is already in your what? You see now, many of us are even on the altar. 150 streams of income waiting for you, Reverend.
Doctor.
Yes, sir.
Doctor, my question is the 150, whatever field you are, is the same number?
It's the same. Because once you consider that field as a recovery management field, look for all this. They are there, hiding. And then all of us are queuing, rushing to Villa, rushing to National Assembly, rushing to wherever. And these ones are just seated, waiting to be harvested. Then you now say, my commitment contribution to GRMS. You put it there. Or I want to do this to contribute to global recovery management system as a global entity, not just me. It's beyond me. That's why you are inside. Even if all Nigerians says with a filing, we can still save the world because it's a deep ocean. And then you sign and put dates. That is it. Once we have this, then you have entrusted us to build you to shape so as to face your what? 150 streams of income. Congratulations, everyone. Welcome to the field of recovery. So in closing, look at my closing statement. I'm going to give you this note, everybody, so that you can make up your note and start your 150 what? Streams of income. The ultimate GRMS facility audit question. At the end of every audit, the recovery manager should ask, if a person entered this facility today, can this system demonstrate how it will safely move that person from booking through diagnosis, intervention, and monitoring into reintegration, and ultimately towards sustainable relevance. Can you see? That is it. From the booking desk to breakthrough in society. Mama, recovery manager, Olabisi, Oni, how many streams of income are waiting for you to harvest? 150. Hey, congratulations, everybody. So I will use this weekend to work on the forms we have, and then we work on the book and give you so that you can thoroughly scrutinize where you want to call your own niche. If it is lopsided, as a nicotherapist, I will conduct therapy for you and your niche and balance things up. I'd like to thank everyone for participating. This is the central focal
Thank you.
point of recovery management, and I have shown you what it takes, how to do it, where to do it. We'll continue the program by God's grace next week again, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. If you miss any class, please go to the hub on our WhatsApp, listen over and over again. I won't be tired speaking 50 times when you play me in your house. Thank you very much and have a lovely weekend. And before we go, please, this thing cannot happen without prayer. Some of us pray every Thursday, and today is another Thursday. All of you who came last Sunday, what time? 11 to 12 midnight every Thursday. We have been praying for more than 1 month now. All recovery managers, please, let's clear the ground. We are not saying fast, but 1 hour prayer, 1 week.
No, it's key.
Very key. Thank you, Reverend.
It's a good
So,
one,
Reverend,
Doctor.
by
Doctor, you're a
11 p.m.,
pastor.
by 11 p.m., please
You have not told us so.
ensure that Pastor Ekaite Israel is signing. And everybody, please go and sleep now so that you can wake up, set your alarm by 11. And I'll be looking for faces there this evening. Thank you very much.
Is it
Meet
still on
you
the
by
recovery?
11.
Is it the recovery, Pastor?
Ma,
Is it on the recovery? Is it on this WhatsApp platform?
okay, recovery manager Stella Okorigbo, can you answer that question, ma? How is the prayer format? Okay, she's not here. It's on the WhatsApp. We will include all your names on the WhatsApp.
Okay.
The leader will just put a
Okay.
call through to you and then just take it. You will see other names there who are already praying. So
Okay.
by 11 to 12 every Thursday, we believe in prayers. All what I'm doing is through prayer and some little fasting here and there. It's not just enough to read things God gives to us, we put it down to help people and all of that because it's novel. Nobody is doing it. Now, how would we have known that there are 150 streams of income right before us?
Again, please, Pastor, when you say go to my hub, where is the hub on the WhatsApp page?
Good. It is called Global Recovery Management System. What's up? Mama, you are there. Recovery Manager Shola Aduloju, please check. Mama.
So
Everything is on YouTube.
is it YouTube
And
or
then,
is it
okay, and then my other hub is my YouTube channel. All the videos so far are on James Komolafe's YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube and type Global Recovery Management System or put James Komolafe. You will see all
Facebook?
the video.
What
The
of
book.
Facebook?
Please, Doctor, can you put it on a
Facebook.
platform so that people can easily follow in case it is forgotten, please?
Okay.
All the site that we can get to it, please.
Okay, I'll put it there.
Facebook, whatever.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thank you
very much. I put it there, and this book will be ready latest by next week for you to read for free. Please.
Thank you.
And start pivoting. You have a niche. You want to face some certain pitches. What do you do, Tony? You start pivoting. Let's not do that. My time is up. Have a wonderful weekend, but see you in the evening.
You.
God bless you.
Thank you.
And